Good morning. Now we are going to begin to talk about new thing. I hope it will help you in a way or another. This is a very important subject and very sensitive at the same time. So kindly, I will depend upon your intelligence. Sometimes maybe I will not able to talk frankly, but anyway, I will try to do my best. Uh, since this is very sensitive subject as I said. So we are going to talk about sexual harassment, sexual abusing, especially for the children, because this is our main concern, and how to prevent it from the beginning, and how we supposed to act if it's happening or it happened. Those are the two main points which we are going to talk about all the next episodes of this subject. I hope kindly just listen to this, because it's very important, as I said, and we want to change. We want to change our actions and reactions as a society toward sexual harassment and sexual abuse which happened, especially, as I said, here we are concerning about children and teenage, because this is that school age. Well, all the pictures before us here is simply telling us different kinds of sexual harassment or sexual abuse. I will give you just 2 seconds to see them. Well, before we talk about sexual harassment, there are some important points we would like to discuss together. First, sex is a gift from God, so it's not bad, only it has its own rules and time. From the beginning, we have to agree that sex is a gift from God. It's not something bad. God never gave us anything bad. We are the ones as human beings, as people, who make it bad, who make it affect us in a bad way. So it's we are as human beings who are making anything God creates to us bad. So simple. How, when, where, with whom, what's permitted, what's not permitted, all those questions. Those are the questions which are making difference in sex, if it's good or not, acceptable or not. Sex for animals, the third point, this is very important. Sex for animals is only instinctive behavior, while for human beings is not. Okay? Psychological sex is more important and is our concern here. For animals do have sex like human beings. The difference is in what we call the psychological sex. Psychological sex is more important for human beings more than the physical part or the physical practicing of sex. So, psychological sex is more important. What is the psychological sex and from where it comes or it drives from? Psychological sex, it drives from society and religion, society, culture, traditions, and religion, and that's why psychological sex is different from one society to another, one culture to another. What's accepted here is not accepted there. What's accepted here could be accepted there, but with different in different levels, etc. So psychological sex is different, but physical sex is the same. Yeah, no difference all over the world. Psychological sex, which is the domain for human being, this is the one which is different from one society to another, one culture to another, one religion to another. So here we are going to have difference between different cultures and societies, and here we have to, and we must accept each other psychological sex and respect it. As I say, always, if you remember, we will talk about individual differences between people, between persons, between societies. We have all between cultures. Always we have differences. If we don't respect each other or understand at least each other differences in all the aspects, in such a case, it will be difficult to deal with each other. Understanding each other is very important. So, now we have already known that sex has its physical part and psychological part. Psychological part is telling us what's permitted, what's not permitted, how to practice sex, and when, with who, at what age, the limits of practicing sex, it's permitted and allowed between whom, etc. This is the psychological sex, and it derives from tradition, society, culture, and religion. Okay. So this is very important to understand, please, so we can now continue or move to the next step. What's the definition of sexual harassment? I'm going to read this as it is because this is the legal definition of sexual harassment according to the Australian Human Rights Commission. Sexual harassment is an unwelcome sexual advance and, unwelcome request for sexual favors or other unwelcome conduct of a sexual nature which makes a person feel offended, humiliated, and or intimidated, where a reasonable person would anticipate that reaction in that circumstances. Okay, so sexual harassment could have different shapes. Could be visual, could be verbal, could be physical. Any action, any sexual action which will make anybody feel offended, humiliated, unsafe, or anything like this is considered as sexual harassment. Sexual harassment could happen in anywhere, in school, in club, in unfortunately at homes also could happen. And this is the worst kind because it affects the child for could affect him for quite a long time, and it will very badly affect him for the rest of his life. Anyway, we are going to talk about this later. So sexual harassment, now we understand what it is. It could be in any shape, anything make us feel humiliated, offended, intimidated, unfair, and feeling any bad feeling you're going to feel with, according to this, is considered as sexual harassment. Sexual harassment could be, as I said before, visual, verbal, physical. Could be verbal, visual, physical. Physical, like unwelcome touching. Also sexually frank physical contact. Could be visual by staring or leering. Could be verbal by suggestive comments or jokes. Sexually frank pictures or posters. Sexually frank emails or SMS text messages. Could be in any different ways. Okay, now we understand the difference between physical sex and psychological sex, from where from where sexual sex derives, the legal definition, one of the legal definition of sexual harassment, different shapes of sexual harassment. Now we are going to begin to talk about how to deal with sexual harassment or abusing. But let us do this in the next episode. Thank you so much. I hope it was not long. See you, or not see you. We'll meet again, inshallah, next part. Thank you.